What's up, everyone? Welcome to week number 5 of your Race Education Challenge. It's the last one, 2 more lessons. Here we go. This is the Civil Review Board. All right, so real quick, let's review week number 4. All about internalized racism. It's just about how racism is so toxic and nasty, it creeps into our being just as viciously as it creeps into our systems. So it's our responsibility as people to make sure, no matter what we think we know, that we're not grasping and embedding these concepts and these ideas, these racist ideas, into us as we exist, as we know it, right? So the whole goal, the whole point of this work, the whole point of this journey is to make sure that we are engaging with the world and the people who exist in the world as best we possibly can. So you're engaging as a racist or an anti-racist. And we'll get more into that as we go on into week number 5. The last 2 episodes that you'll be working, the last 2 lessons that we'll be focusing on include reparations and anti-racism. So if someone doesn't like speaking about race, there's a very good chance they don't like talking about reparations. Reparations is an attempt, or would be an attempt to close the wealth gap between Black people and people who benefited from the capitalism that slavery built, right? So when we talk about reparations, what we're talking about is giving money and financial capacity to people who are descendants of slaves. Now, I'm not a subject matter expert on reparations. The system that we have in place right now, I don't think that it's a concept that most of our elected officials would want to even attempt to tackle. But the reason why it's important for you to know about reparations is if it ever comes down the pipe, if it ever becomes something that is a discussion topic here in the United States that your elected officials will be voting on, it's important that you know how to demand that they act in the benefit of or against reparations. Now, me, of course, yes, I would 100% support the reparations initiative, but it's up to you to decide, and you need to think critically. Make sure you collect all the evidence, take into account all of the things we learned over the course of this challenge, and decide for yourself if you think reparations is a yay or nay when it comes time, if it ever comes time for you to vote on that topic. All right. The last thing that we want to discuss is being anti-racist. Now, being anti-racist does not mean getting to the highest hill of the land and screaming racism, racism, racism as loud as you possibly can. Awareness is important, but being anti-racist means that you are engaging with everyone from a very conscious standpoint where you understand how things have affected their lives, where you empathize with that person standing across from you, and you're not acting or engaging with them in a racist fashion or in a fashion that has a basis in racist ideas. The last lesson of this course is you're going to watch a video that features the author of that book right behind me, Mr. Ibram X. Kendi. And the book that you can get online on the crb.org, you can purchase that book for yourself. I highly recommend that you read it. It's a very powerful book. It's a very empowering book. It takes the confusion out of what does it mean to be racist and what does it mean to support people of color? What does it mean to have anti-racist action and anti-racist idea be your guide as you exist in the world, as you exist in the United States? So if you want a little bit more information, a little bit more detail than what the lesson has to offer, grab the book. It's a great book. It blew my mind the first time I read it. It really helped give me a thorough understanding of a lot of this stuff the second time I read it. And it's something that I'll pass on to anybody I come in contact that has interest in starting this journey. Now, the last part of this video is real short and sweet. This is our last week of the racism month of February, and it's time to make a donation. All right. The first cause that we're going to be donating to is called the Black Nickel Organization. And it is a company, is a nonprofit that was founded by my cousin, Caleb Ross. He started his first garden. It's an urban garden community idea. And what he wants to do is take these abandoned urban garden areas, right? Spaces that were set aside to grow plants and vegetables and fruits for the people of that community to not only grow, but also sell via an open air market. So what Caleb is doing, he's reclaiming this space. He's teaching people how to farm. He's teaching people how to grow their own vegetables and grow their own produce, and then teaching them how to sell it so that they can capitalize on this space that they have, on this new knowledge that they have. If I know my cousin, this is just a starting point for more creative ideas that he will most likely be coming up with and implementing in communities, not only in DC, not only in Maryland, but across the country. He has a huge network of people that he works with, and he just likes this stuff the same way that we do it. And he's passionate about it. And a lot of times you hear people say, well, Black people need to do things for themselves. This is it right here. Caleb is taking this. He's not waiting for people to do it for him. He's not letting the community wait for people to do it for them. He is grouping people together, building a community, passing on knowledge, and building strength through capital. So we're making a $250 donation to that cause. He's going to send us a nice, cool donor box, lots of little goodies and gifts inside of it that will help us interact with the Black Nickel program. And what I plan on doing is setting up a little donation box at my scrapyard, and I give away free coffee. So I'm going to ask my guys to give out a free coffee each month, give out a little donation whenever they can before they get their free coffee. And hopefully monthly we can send Caleb a donation to support his cause, because it's a really good one. And it's exactly the kind of creative thinking, the creative ingenuity that I think that we can implement to take control of a lot of these issues on our own. So if you want to, head to blacknickel.org. Check out the whole concept, the mission statement, everything that he's got going on, and then make a donation on your own or make a donation through us, and we'll support Caleb as well. Okay? This is the end of our racism challenge. I appreciate you guys for making it through. Again, it's like the Bible, right? You read it one time and you hear things one way. You read it again and you hear it more clearly and more thoroughly, and you can apply it a little bit better to your life. So if you're able to make it through all the lessons, awesome. If not, go back and fill in the gaps. And please come back to this information anytime you have a question. Leave a comment on any ideas that you think are important to share, and then pass this off to people that you think need to hear it as well. Next month, we're covering women empowerment. And this is one where I'm going to take a turn in my delivery, where we're going to go from kind of teaching and passing information off to you to where I'm going to be really just learning with you, because feminism, women empowerment, sexism, toxic masculinity, those are topics that I need a lot of work on myself. And it's going to be fun learning that stuff with you. So if you can, invite other people to the channel, head to the website, subscribe for our newsletter, and let's make some good things happen.